Get ready to lean into some serious dimension because today I'm sharing a brand new creative design team project featuring the absolutely stunning Floral Mechanica collection from 3/4 Designs. This collection is the most incredible mix of florals and industrial steampunk inspired elements, and I knew I wanted to go all out with the texture for this page. For this layout, I'm playing with lots of interactive tucks, folds, creases, punches, and lots of hidden spaces combined with crisp die cuts and, of course, plenty of my favorite heavily stacked layering to really make the design pop. It's moody, it's beautiful, and it's packed with tactile details. Grab a cuppa, settle into your craft room, and let's play with some paper and create some history-keeping magic today. Hi everyone, it's Kathy here, and as I said, it is Floral Mechanica, and I love the colours in this collection. It is bright, it is funky, and it is steampunk. Three of my favourite things. So I am going to walk you through the kit, as you can see, and aren't they just amazing? These pages are just phenomenal. Promo alert, so sorry, but you just need to see them all. Look at it. Isn't it just amazing? And the beautiful back of these. Part B is just stunning with the colour range. There's these florals, there's the steampunk elements, there's hearts, there's flowers, there's animals and butterflies, and of course, you know I love the branding strips that have the quotes at the bottom. Seriously, creators out there, that is a must. And look at this one here, the deep turquoises. Look at that steampunk element coming in to be over on the rich purple on the opposite side. Look at that. Isn't it stunning? Look at the butterflies in this one. There's another quote again that will appear in layouts for sure. Look at the elements, and there's a softer purple there. This one here has like more of a garden feel. It's got a softer paste to the front, and then you go over to the turquoises and rusts on the back. And I love, love, love this one. Isn't it pretty? It's just so pretty. Memories are the quiet places we return to. So true. And that is why we scrapbook, isn't it? So we can return to the memories. Oh, isn't this a magical page? I love, love, love this one. This is just phenomenal. It's got everything that you want. It's got the cuckoo clock. It's got the steam pipes. It's got flowers. It's got butterflies. And look at the reverse side blue. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This water pump thing in the bottom, amazing. So there's some cogs, there's some clocks, there's a whole range of things that all scream steampunk, and I am just in love with it. The quality of the card stock is amazing, and you can't fault it. 3/4 Designs hit the mark again. Look at that. It looks like weathered paint to the top. You've got all those steampunk elements, and then you've got the rusty background, which is gorgeous. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? B-sides on this one are a must. And then you have this more rustic, steampunky, really, really earthy colour tones happening here with the beautiful brown on the background. And then, of course, you have this one here, which is a bonus page, and it is the back page of the pack. And look at that. There are so many different ideas that are coming into my head for this. And, of course, as per normal, when you go to the pack, on the back is the QR code for you to scan to go in and see how those pages that the 3/4 owners have put together. All right, so you get these die cuts or printable cutouts all ready for you to just make those little trim pieces from it. They're very good. They do have the borders around them so that they are neat and tidy, and you can just snip them and get off you go. Then look at these cards. There's these amazing tags, beautiful. Look at all that steampunk yummy. The bee is gorgeous. The rabbit's there. And of course, no steampunk collection without a lady. They always have a lady in it somewhere. Look at these ones here. They're different sized cards. These are tuck cards that you can tuck in and out of your projects. I really do like them. I love all of the quality of this. This is the quote page. You know I love that there's little quote cards and there's little, little embellishments and pieces. If you're a pocket page maker, then this is perfect for you. If you're a card maker, but I also incorporate them on my scrapbook layouts. Then we have a whole range of butterflies. It wouldn't be steampunk without butterflies, and it wouldn't be a floral thing if you didn't have the rainbow of butterflies. The leaves here, perfect. The flowers in the range of colours of the paper range, perfect. Each and every single one of these are easy to cut around. You will find how easy they are to cut and use for your fussy cut elements. Then of course you get the quarter sheets, and aren't they great? Look at them. They're a magic. All those beautiful rich colours from the back. Today I'm going to use that brown there, and that's what my die cuts are going to be cut from. So I have some more fussy cut pieces here. They're all steampunky, the frames with the butterflies. I do think I'll be using a frame on this layout. You know, you just cut around it or you just keep it whole. It's up to you which you would like to do, and I do think that it all works nicely in the way it comes together. But it's up to you, and you can create this layout. So let's get started and start pulling things together. That's the promo section over and done with. Don't forget, Floral Mechanica from 3/4 Designs. Go check them out. You really do want them, and you don't want to miss out on this amazing range of papers. All right, so that is fabulous. Bonus page, and of course you're going to see the whole team want to use that one, so I'm leaving it alone for now. I'm using the greens today. I'm going to go with the greens. Aren't they beautiful, the teals and the colours? And as I said, I'm using that brown there to cut out my die cuts and the florals and the leaves, which I will do off screen so that we can get this project happening. I'm going to use this corner piece here. I'm going to use this frame, as I said, and I did go ahead and fussy cut all those pieces, and look at all those cogs and chains I used that brown strip for to create all of those amazing die cuts. Taking that strip off because, you know, I don't waste any quotes because they are perfect pieces for what we want to achieve. Now, I do love that floral piece there, and we're going to use that. It's going to take off that strip there, and here's my page. I am tucking down that corner. Now, I do like that butterfly and I do like that floral up there. However, I'm going to sacrifice it for this page, and I'm going to just use my hole punch here. Oh, well, my border punch, which is the notepad paper one, like torn from a notepad, and I'm going to use it to create the edge of this fold back tuck that I'm going to create to add a pocket of yummy when it's finished. And then I'm going to trim around the other side with the border punch, and this is just adding that little bit of extra interest to the section that we are creating now. This is actually really easy to do. All I'm doing is just cutting down a quarter of an inch, quarter of the page both ways with that border punch, and then I'm going to roll it over and hold it down with some tape and glue because I still want it to have that dimension and that roll in it. I don't want it to be flat. I want it actually to stand up and create that depth of the layout. Now you can see where I've kept that corner. That's going to be our tuck corner, and because it is in those greeny colours, it works perfectly, and the pinks and the purples just match lovely. I am going to match it with that grey colour. Look at it there, how it comes together perfectly. But first of all, I'm going to cut my photo. This one photo, I'm going to cut into a circle. And oh my goodness, I know there are people who are trembling because I cut a photo into a circle. But you know what? It's just an added feature on the layout. And if you don't like it, you can just reprint the photo, people. But have a go. Cutting a circle is so much, you know, like such a different way of looking at the photo on your page. So I've also used that blue that you saw that I'm going to use to go to the backing of my layout, and took that circle from behind where this is going to sit. So waste not, want not. Use up everything that you can so that you maximize your kit, and that's going to sit in behind there. I'm now going to trim this down because it is going to sit behind the layout, and you just saw what I did incorrectly there. I have to move it over a little bit so that I've got enough space, and that will tuck in behind that pocket fold. And I'm just going to do that quite easily now and add the extra tape so that it sits on the layout perfectly. And it's just a little bit of manipulating to make sure it sits exactly corner to corner, edge to edge, but you can do that. It just takes patience, and then you end up with your 12 by 12 back as a whole piece again. So there you go. You can see where that's happening. Now, it is fiddly, as I said. You've got to line it up. and I'm having a little bit of difficulty because silly me, cut it still a little bit short, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. I can fix it. There is nothing wrong. It's just being fiddly and making sure that it comes together in the right dimensions and the right corners, which is just not as, if I'd have cut it better. Oh, that's not very straight. See, I fix it again. So I have to make it straight, and that wasn't straight. So I'm fixing that up and I lift it off because I did not cut it properly. I should have got a bigger piece, and that's what I'm doing now, is I'm going to put it onto the leftover piece here, and that's going to allow me to manipulate it a lot easier. Silly, silly me. Be careful when you're doing that. Make sure you do leave yourself a big enough space to manipulate so that you get a square, and you can see here where I have fixed that. All right, see, lots of mistakes, but still can be fixed. There you go. Now I have this piece that's left over, and I'm going to use it as a tuck behind the actual main photo, and that will add some interest without it having to be totally matted, and I'm going to do it in a multiple. Now, I did this video a fair while ago, so we're watching it and learning it together again, which is quite an interesting process, because I sometimes forget all of the steps that I put into place when I've had a bit of a gap between the actual doing and the editing. So we're doing this live together, which is quite funny because normally I try to know what I've done or remember what I've done. Okay, so I now have my two photos ready to work with, and here's that frame that I told you about that I was going to use, where I took out the center and cut the butterflies individually. Here's some of the chains that I cut with that beautiful, beautiful brown rusty color, and that's allowing me to add a bit more steampunk to the layout. Once again, a classic of mine, I am cutting into the main paper so that everything overlaps and it's continuous in its flow on the page, and nothing looks like it doesn't belong. So that does take a little practice, and it does take a little bit of planning, but in the end it all works out. So I'm just working where these are going to fit because I think they are anchor points for my clusters, and I think they work beautifully. Now I'm just playing around with the chains. Obviously I don't want them all to be covered up because that would be a waste of those beautiful chains, and I will trim and cut and add, and all it is just playing around and adding up your layers. Now I did cut a whole lot of cogs. Well, how else could you do steampunk without cogs? And I am going to tuck those in and around the place as well. They came from that beautiful brown rusty ombre quarter sheet that you saw. So everything will be tucked in, everything will overlap and just fold in on each other, so that I'm getting lots of layers and a lot of detail, and it's putting some depth to the layout, and it's creating that continuous flow of all of the pieces. I'm building the florals, tucking in the leaves. I'm adding florals and leaves to all of the cluster points. That's continuing the flow of the flowers throughout the layout. You'll see that I will tuck little pieces of the cogs in behind that fold, so it looks like it's a pocket. That's a little trick, a little secret to create an interactive feel to the layout. I'm putting the butterflies strategically around so that they're carrying across the layout and balancing it out. I love the movement butterflies provide, and you can see how it looks like they are fluttering across the page. And these photos were taken at the recent Easter fair this year, and we were riding the carousel, and look at that. Look at the colours. Weren't they just perfect for this page? I couldn't have picked the colours better if I tried. Trust me, I didn't have these papers when I got these photos, but they just marry beautifully. I have this little quote, which is one of the branding strips, and I'm putting it up here to the top. That is magic, and you will see how that marries. Now I still have a whole lot of cogs and things sitting over to the side, and they will find their way into the layout, but I am really thrilled with how this is coming together. You can see all the layers being built in there, looking like they're part of the printed paper as well. So now that that's all been done and I went off screen and I put that in for you, you can see all the little chains coming out of each of the dimensions, so it ties it all together. I'm just going around the little quote here with my black pen to make it pop off the page, adding a little bit of faux stitching just to finish it so it's not like it's sticking there out of nowhere. I'm putting some faux stitching across the folded corner, and that's looking like that's been stitched into place. And look, isn't that gorgeous? I love the colours. It's just very, very pretty. I am contemplating where I'm going to set up my visual triangle. So I'm using my pops of colour in the purple, which are just the right match, thank goodness. And I'm putting them into 3 strategic places so that the eye will naturally roam over the photos and the layout, as you can see. So they're not sticking out. They're not like they're an add-in. They're actually a part of the whole design, and it's necessary to build that visual triangle and calm the eye to the busyness of the page. But even though there is so much going on, even though the design is amazing, you can still see where the photos stick out and are actually the story of the page. And I love it. Look at it. You can tell me which part do you like, which part don't you like. I'm open. If you don't like it, let me know. You can see along the edge there at the top where I took the negative of the whole, the corner punch, the paper punch, and I put it along the edge just to extend it so that it looks like it's part of the whole overall design. I really like that little bit of a feature. Look at all of those cogs tucked in. You can see the dimension there. There's cogs in behind the flowers. I love cogs and flowers together. I think it just makes a big difference on a layout. So once again, this is a Floral Mechanica, people. You want to go and check it out at your local paper suppliers, whether you're buying online or you are purchasing from a bricks and mortar shop. Floral Mechanica from 3/4 Designs. I love, love, love it. So this is my first layout with this one. I do have one more which will come up shortly and you will see it. Here it is close up in details. Look at the richness of the colors. You can see where I've got that detail and that depth in that folded corner. And I love how everything just overlaps, but the photos still pop out at you. So thanks everyone for watching. Give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to tell everybody about Floral Mechanica, and you need it in your collection. Here's my next video for you, and I'll see you there real soon.